Good morning dear children, welcome to you in today's lecture of English. Student, as we have already completed the explanation of lesson number 4, IQ Unbelievable, that has already done. Now in today's lecture we are going to start the question answers of this lesson. So just take out your book and open your book page number 28. So let's get started. As you can see, the first one question is choose the correct answers. Here some options are given and we have to just find out the correct one answer for the given statement. So the first one is the fact that the narrator was a genius was discovered by. The fact that the narrator was and she became one of the genius who discovered it. Exactly, it is discovered by the school counselor. So the correct one answer is B. You may just take it down. Now let me see the second one. The test was conducted to. Why the test was conducted in the class? To decide who could take up science or encourage students to do experiments. What is the correct one answer? Yes, it is the first one. To decide who could take up science. Now for just searching and to find out that how many students are able to just go in a science stream and they can take admission for the science. So for it the test had been taken in the class. So the correct one answer is A, first one. Now the third one, when she was identified as a genius, the narrator's friend. When she was identified as a genius, the narrator's friend, जब उसे सभी लोग genius कह के बुलाने लगे, so what happened? The narrator's friend, the narrator के friend उसके साथ कैसा behave कर रहे थे? They were scared of her, or they started avoiding her, or became friendlier towards with her. So how they behave with her when she called as a genius one? Yes, they started to avoid her. सभी लोग उसे avoid करना start करते हैं जब उसे genius कह के बुलाया जाता है क्लास में. Now let us see the fourth one. The narrator had a bad track record for science, a good track record for science, and average track record for science. So as we have seen in the lesson that her science, she is not having enough knowledge about the science and she doesn't like to take admission for the science also. She hates science subject, that's why we could say a bad track record for the science. Now the fifth one, the narrator dash hated being called a genius, enjoyed being called a genius, or had no views about being called a genius. What is the correct one answer? The narrator hated being called genius when everybody started to call her as a genius one. So she was very hated when every person or every student is going to just call her as a genius one. So let us repeat the answer once again. Just note it down. The first one's correct answer is B, second A, third B, fourth A, and fifth A. Now, here first one question is done. Now let me see the second one. Explain what these expressions mean in the context in which they have been used in the story. So in the second question, in question number B, you can see some lines are taken from the text, some lines are taken from the lesson, and now we have to just write down the answers that on which line or on which line the context is spoken. What about the context is is spoken about that? So we have to just note it down in this question. So let us see the first one. My genius, whatever it was so well hidden that discovering it was not going to be an easy task. My genius, it's my genius, whatever it was so well hidden that discovering it was not going to be an easy task. So this is one of the lines taken from the paragraph 3. Now as you can see that why this context is being spoken. The narrator was not sure about what her genius or talent, as we have seen in the story that the narrator, that the girl, she doesn't know that what is geniosity in her and why she is the genius one, why everybody started to call her a genius one. And unlike others where talents are easily revealed, her talent is hidden. As we all know that if anyone is specialized in medical, so it is we can say कि कोई अगर अपने फील्ड में मास्टर है, if any teacher is there, so she or he is having a good quality of teaching. अगर कोई अच्छा डॉक्टर है तो उसमें मेडिकल की बहुत अच्छी क्वालिटी होती है and he can treat easily to the patient. Now if we talk about the players, they are good athletes, है ना, वो अच्छे athletes होते हैं, वो अच्छे player होते हैं, but what kind of good quality that girl is having, she doesn't know. उसे नहीं पता था कि उसमें ऐसी कौन सी क्वालिटी है जिसकी वजह से सब लोग उसे जीनियस कह रहे हैं, but as she knows it well that she isn't having any quality for everyone started to call her as a genius one. Now let us see the second one. There seemed to be no light at the end of my tunnel. There seemed to be no light at the end of my tunnel. There seemed to be no hope for narrator in the situation. From this line we could say that there seemed to be no hope for the narrator in her situation, as it's a very difficult situation, it's a very annoying situation create among herself, and that is everybody started to call her as a genius one, but she knows it well that she isn't having any quality of a genius, so there seems to be no hope for narrator in her situation. Now let us see the third one. I had been alienated by the ordinary mortal in art stream. I had been alienated by the ordinary mortals in art stream. The students who took up arts were no longer as friendly with the author. From this line explains that the students who took up arts, the students who is going to take admission in the art stream, they were no longer as friendly with the author. वो author के साथ, वो उस girl के साथ ज़्यादा टाइम तक friendly नहीं रह पाएंगे, because she is going to just change her, because that taste is going to change her direction. Now let me see the fourth one. Instead of turning up their noses, they would sniff appreciatively and stare goggle-eyed at my experiments. Instead of turning up their noses, so instead of turning their noses, everybody started to just compliment herself and compliment herself. So we could write here, instead of mocking at her, the family was now curious spectators to them. When she was doing any experiment when she does about any science, so what happened when she does any experiment, so just not only his family, not only just his teachers, as well as his family members always support her, सभी लोग उसे support करने लगे, and before it couldn't happen, उसके पहले ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ था, and everybody they thought that she can't or she won't do anything in her life. सब लोग अब तक ये सोचते थे कि वो अपनी लाइफ में कुछ नहीं कर पाएगी, but after the test, that test had changed her life. वो टेस्ट ने उसकी लाइफ को चेंज कर दिया और सभी लोग उसे अप्रिशिएट करने लगे. Now let us see the next one. It's a good to be back as an ordinary teenager again. It's a good to be back as an ordinary teenager again. The narrator was relieved, no longer being idealized, because now she could behave as she wanted instead of living up to the expectation of the people. The narrator was relieved, no longer being idealized. So it's a good to be back of an ordinary teenagers again. And when she was just remember previous days of her life, when everybody started to shouted on her or just tease to her, but now what happened, what exactly happening with her, everybody just calling her as a genius, and everybody think that she is not going to just waste her time, always she has to do her work. So you can write this answer. The narrator was relieved, no longer being idealized, because now she could behave as wanted instead of living up to the expectation of people. So just note it down. Now let us see the question number C. Answer these questions in brief. Now question number C, we have to just give the answers in brief. In brief means in short. So the first question you could see, actually it was a pretty scary. What was scary and for whom? Why was it scary? As we all know that what is the exactly what thing is scary to her. The counselor's proclamation, the narrator's being a genius was scary. When the counselor means they announced that the narrator being a genius, कि वो genius हो गई है, it was scary for differently, and when she is going to just called as a genius one, her life is going to just change and everybody started to just behave with her differently, और सभी लोग उसके साथ कुछ अलग तरह का behave करने लगते हैं. So this is the first one answer. You may just note it down in your notebook and write it once. The counselor's proclamations. The narrator, being a genius, was scary for the her. The narrator thought that it was scary because this revelation caused everyone else to look at her differently. So I hope student you have completed first questions of question number C. Now let me see the next question. The next question is, was the narrator interested in studying science? No, obviously not. How do you know? So let me write the answer. The narrator was not interested studying science. Studying science instead of biology. This can be said because she does not seem pleased on being offered science. Third answer. The admiring glances stopped because the narrator stopped doing intellectual things. Like experiments and started behaving like she was weak in studies. So let me discuss. The third question is, second question is, was the narrator interested in studying science? How do you know? No, she wasn't. She doesn't have any interest in studying science instead of biology. She liked the subject biology. This can be said because she does not see pleased on being offered science. When and how we say when she has to be offered for the science subject, she was not. It wasn't like her. Now the next question. Why did the admiring glances stop? Why was it a relief? Quote from the text to support your answer. The admiring glances stopped because the narrator stopped doing intellectual things like experiments and started behaving like she was a weak in studies. When everybody started to praise her, compliments her for her experiments, for her study, and after a while what she does, she just stop every work and just she likes to just behave that she can't do any work and she is a very weak student in the study, और वैसा behave करने लगती है कि वो बहुत ज़्यादा weak student है, she is not doing any study और वो कोई भी study नहीं करती है. Now the last question is given. One more question that we are going to just complete. Fourth one. According to narrator, nothing was fun. Nothing was fun anymore because everybody started taking her seriously. Taking her seriously. And all her casual actions were treated with priority. So let us see one more question. Nothing was any fun either. Why was nothing fun and for whom? According to the narrator, nothing was fun in her life anymore because everybody started taking her seriously, because everybody they look at her very seriously and all her casual actions were treated with priority. So in this way we could say that nothing fun is remained in her life because everybody think that she has to just complete all work of schools, and at home also always her family members thinks that her child she always busy with the study. So student, here we have completed first 4 question of question number C. Remaining questions we will discuss in next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.